time. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so today's gonna be one of those is it true or false nurse stories. Let us dive in. Okay, so several years ago, I was working on a maternal newborn unit. And so a lot of the times, 99.9% of the time, what'll happen is anyone that is pregnant that comes into the ED is typically just shipped up to OB to be triaged there because it just makes life easier. And so this one lady came in saying what her symptoms were. And of course, the ED doctor was like, first and foremost, let's get you a pregnancy test. Lo and behold, she's pregnant. They go ahead and ship her up to us on the OB unit. So she comes in and I'm triaging her. I'm asking her all of the necessary questions. What's up with you? What you got going on? What's your history? Yada, 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 da, 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 da. So there comes a point in those questions that we have to ask safety questions. And at that point, I have to ask the partner to step out of the room. I can't ask you, are you being abused in front of the person that might be abusing you? It's just common sense. And it's protocol. So I asked him to step out. There was no drama. There was no fighting. He wasn't like, I don't gotta do shit. He just stepped out. All was, just fine. And so I start asking her, do you feel safe? Is there anything that you want to talk to us about? Is there anything that you feel uncomfortable with? Do you feel like you and this pregnancy will be able to, yada, yada, yada. She says, I feel like I'm going to go crazy. Huh? What you mean? What does that mean? Honey, elaborate. You can't just say words like that and then stop saying words. So she's like, I don't know what I'm going to tell him. Was he not there when you took the what does he think we're on the OB floor for? He's well aware that you are pregnant. What do you mean? What are you going to tell him? Oh, you don't want to keep the baby. I see. Well, and I'm explaining to her, here at this hospital, we are going to support whatever decision you make. We will provide you with all the information. We will make sure that the process is done safely, healthily. I'm just going over everything. I'm being supportive. I understand that this can't be an easy decision. We all do. And she's like, no, that's not it. Okay, well, baby girl, I need you to start using more words because this whole wordplay ting is not working. Come on, what's up? What's wrong? And she's like, well, I'm pregnant. And as she says this, she doesn't say anything after it. So I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why you're here. So what's up? And she's like, no, I'm pregnant and it's not his. Oh. You should have led with that. Yeah, you should have led with that. So what you gonna do? This is out of my scope of practice. This is my scope of practice right here. This is where you are, right here. So what you gonna do? Homegirl had the audacity to use her tongue and her vocal cords to tell me that she wants me to tell him that the child may not be his. I said, who? Girl, bye. Absolutely not. That is not something that I am not. I don't even think I'm allowed to do that. I don't even think I'm allowed to do that. Why would you ask me to do that? Why would you try to slide me into this dramatic situation here? It's an unfortunate situation, I understand. But none of my business. I'm supposed to make sure that I educate you and that I keep you safe and healthy as far as the pregnancy is concerned. That is what I was hired to do. Everything else, we might need to get you a social worker, a case manager. I don't know. But it ain't me. It's not me. Long story short, you have to find a way to tell him. Y'all, why did I end up sitting down in front of this woman pretending to be her partner? So that she can rehearse how she was gonna tell him. It took us some time. So fast forward, he knocks on the door. Not even because he's trying to be controlling, but just because he was a little concerned because some time had went by. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I just went ahead and did the whole intake and I didn't invite you back in, and I'm sorry. But no, you don't have anything to be worried about. Nothing emergent has taken place in here. You have come on right back in. Just have a seat. You know, y'all know when you're in a situation when somebody tells you something and you are trying so hard not to be awkward moving forward, and within the effort to not be awkward comes intense awkwardness. Yeah, that was me. That was me. That was me. Yeah. So, even though I wasn't in the room when she told him, I was not expecting homegirl to tell him so soon. But I guess she just could not deal with the anticipation because she for darn sure told him. And I heard the emotion. You know, like you just heard the raised voices. So she was in the room and right around the corner was the nurse's station. And I just heard a series of, are you kidding me? Are you serious? You can't be serious. And with every question was an increased volume in the voice of the partner. And I was like, oh, sugar, honey, iced tea. This is no bueno. So, I don't know. I went over and I knocked. And I was like, hey, is everything okay? I don't even know if I should have done that. You never know. Like, sometimes it's hard to tell when you're crossing a line, but then you're also like, dang, should I say something? You just don't know. You don't know. So I opened the door. She's crying. He's crying. I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. He floods out, like, just bum rushes past me. And now I'm just standing in the doorway. He's gone. He's gone. And at this point, I'm like, so what's the plan? What do you need me to do? What do you need from me, Sugar Plum? Gave her some tissue. She said she's just gonna have to give him time because she doesn't want to get rid of the baby. And now she has to tell the actual father. I was like, God, diggity darn, you are just living the life. You are living quite the life here on the edge with the life on the way. Yeah. 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 Well, thanks for coming to my story time. Stay tuned for more.